at the time, comes out and says, I don't think she was doing it on purpose. The coach says that. Go all the way to the front. This is how she plays. Look,
damn, girl.
She's obviously very sweet. She doesn't at all have any negative intent. Yeah, at all. She doesn't hit hard, and she plays very clean basketball.
Another white privilege.
And watch what she does to the eyes. You see?
Ooh, the play in the last game, I didn't see the play in real
That's
time.
her in the back.
You sure about that? You sure about that?
Went straight to a press conference.
So you can pause it right there.
And that's her right there.
That's her in the back, and that's the foul.
Here comes kindness.
I stand by them. I will always stand by them.
Amen.
Everybody else can go to hell.
Oh, wait a minute.
Kindness.
Wait a minute.
So you know what? We need kindness.
Grace.
They go high, you go.
Grace. Sounds like a wholesome Christian. And then she goes, hey, by the way, go to hell, and then you leave.
Walking,
talking contradiction.
Everybody else is trying to divide our locker room. No. Not having your players back will do quite the adequate job at doing that.
Patrick bet David didn't waste any time. He pulled up the footage, looked straight into the camera, and said what a lot of people were already thinking. Stephanie White saw that play happen in real time, and instead of being honest about it in the moment, she tried to walk it back days later once the heat got too loud to ignore.
After the DiJonai Carrington clothesline from hell incident the other day, in which she came out and said, oh, DiJonai's she's not a dirty player. She just plays real hard. Blah, 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 blah. I mean, look, she turns into the Charlie Brown teacher pretty quickly with a lot of people. At least with me, she does. The moment I realize she's going to do it again and not back her own player, yeah, I'm out. I got to tell you, one of the most obvious traits of a terrible leader, not taking any responsibility.
Nobody in that arena needed a slow motion replay to know that music, it looked bad. If you watch Stephanie White's face on the sideline during the exact second it happens, her eyes are locked on the play. She's not looking down at a clipboard. She's not turned toward an assistant coach. She's watching it live right as it unfolds a few feet in front of her own bench. That detail matters because a few days later, that's exactly the part of the story Stephanie White tried to quietly rewrite.
Immediately, Indiana Fever head coach Stephanie White walked past her own player Sophie Cunningham to check on DiJonai Carrington after the hard foul.
Right after the game, reporters asked Stephanie White about the foul, and she didn't hesitate. She said DJ is going to play her heart out every night, that nobody is walking in for an easy layup against her, and that she personally didn't oppose the hard foul. She even said she didn't think Carrington intentionally went for the neck despite having just watched the sequence happen from a few feet away. That's not the response of a coach who missed the play. That's the calculated response of someone protecting a player she coached personally for 2 seasons back in Connecticut.
I don't think that DiJonai intentionally came out to get her across the neck like she did, but it did happen, and I thought it was the right call. But, one of the things about Nay is that she's going to play her butt off, man. She's going to compete. Nobody's going to go walking in for a layup. And so I don't oppose the hard foul, but I also don't think that she intentionally went for
This isn't a coach commenting on a stranger from another franchise. This is someone who developed a real relationship with Carrington. Someone who ran a locker room with her and knows her competitive edge on a personal level. So when the moment came to call the foul exactly what it looked like, White softened it instead. Next voice, next voice. The reaction to that press conference was immediate, and music wasn't quiet. Fans sitting courtside were audibly upset the moment the replay went up on the Jumbotron. Clips of the hit spread across every platform within hours, racking up millions of views by morning. Analysts started asking the same question on repeat. How does a flagrant 2 that visibly injures a player get described by that player's own coach as something she doesn't oppose? The louder the criticism grew, the more pressure built on Stephanie White to say something different than what she'd already said on camera. That mounting pressure directly explains what happened only a few days later when White suddenly changed her story in front of a completely different set of cameras and a completely different tone.
I can't believe that Stephanie White kind of stood up for Carrington. You would never see Shell Reeve, Becky Hammon doing this. You may think something, But you sit in a press conference and say that in front of your team? You don't do that. That's how you lose the team. The team will go against you. What? I'm blown away by that. You can think, oh, I used to coach her, talk to her on the side, whatever, but you don't go on national news and basically put down your own team.
3 days after the original incident, Stephanie White stood at a podium again, and her tone had shifted completely. She said she didn't actually see the play develop in real time, explaining that she went straight from the bench to a scheduled press conference music, and only afterward, once she watched it on replay, realized how egregious it looked. She said she takes it personally when people suggest she doesn't have her players' backs, insisting she rides with every one of them. No exceptions. Here's the problem. Sideline footage from the original broadcast clearly shows her looking directly at the play as it happens. She's not turned away, not distracted by a substitution. She's facing straight at the court with a clear line of sight to the exact spot the foul occurred. Saying she didn't see it live doesn't line up with what the cameras captured that night. And once people rewatched that sideline angle side by side with her new explanation, the story stopped adding up.
Is Fever coach Stephanie White defending DiJonai Carrington over her own player? That is absolutely bizarre, considering you can watch the replay of that and it was absolutely unacceptable what happened to Cunningham. Both Sophie Cunningham and Caitlin Collins are wonderful role models for young children, and they play the game exceptionally well. Sophie Cunningham said that the hit by DiJonai Carrington was intentional, but Sophie Cunningham's coach sided with Carrington. Carrington is a Chicago Sky Guard that was once coached by White. I just can't understand why the WNBA is not doing more to protect their players. When Stephanie White was interviewed, she said she doesn't oppose the foul, but she definitely doesn't think it was intentional. That Carrington plays her butt off. That's a pretty generous interpretation of what happened to Sophie Cunningham.
The reaction to that press conference was immediate.
Say about the play in the last game. I didn't see the play in real time. That's her in the back. You sure about that? Laughter. You sure about that? Straight to a press conference. So, you can pause it right there. And that's her right there. That's her in the back. And that's the foul. What do you mean you can't see the foul? Unbelievable. And she says she got a better view than some of the referees got. And then this is how she comes and cries on TV about the criticism she got. How dare people on social media? Colorado, go for it. Music. This is what really got people talking online. Someone took the original sideline angle and put it right next to her later press conference quote, breaking it down frame by frame. It's genuinely hard to watch that comparison music and walk away thinking she truly missed the play. Her head doesn't move. Her eyes tracked the entire play from start to finish. Whatever she saw happen on that court, she saw it exactly as it happened, not 3 days later on a highlight reel. So why change the story? The most obvious explanation is the one a lot of people didn't want to say out loud, even though it was sitting right there in plain sight. Stephanie White coached DJ Carrington and knows her personally. Once the backlash reached a level she could no longer ride out, protecting that relationship became more important than staying up front about what she actually music witnessed.
I couldn't see it.
Say about the play in the last game, I didn't see the play in real
That's
time.
her in the back.
You sure about that? You sure about that?
Straight to a press conference.
So you can pause it right there.
And that's her right there.
That's her in the
picture?
back, and that's the foul. What do you mean you can't see the foul?
Unbelievable.
And she says she got a better view than some of the referees got. And then this is how she comes and cries on TV about the criticism she got. How dare people on social media call her out? Go for it.
This is what really got people talking online. Someone took the original sideline angle and put it right next to her later press conference quote, breaking it down frame by frame. It's genuinely hard to watch that comparison and walk away thinking she truly...
In the last game, I didn't see the play in real time. I went straight to a press conference. I thought the play got called right. Thankfully, Sophie's okay. Was it egregious? Absolutely. When you have a chance to watch that over and over and over on replay, you can see that. I didn't have that in real time.
Were there any
I take personally any suggestions that I don't 100% always have my players back. I ride with them 10 toes down all the time. All the time.
This is the part that exposes the contradiction the clearest. And it's the moment that really lit the fuse online. During that same stretch of press conferences, White raised her voice at the podium and told everyone in the room music, and everyone watching from home that she stands by her players no matter what. That she rides with them regardless of what anybody else outside that locker room has to say about it. It sounded genuinely passionate. It sounded like a coach drawing a hard line in defense of her entire roster against outside noise. But stand by which players exactly, because the player who actually got hurt on that specific play is also one of hers. Sophie Cunningham wears the exact same jersey. She's on the same roster in the same locker room under the same head coach every single day at practice. If loyalty is supposed to run in both directions equally, that same passionate energy should have shown up the moment Cunningham needed her own coach to say the hit looked exactly as bad as it did, not 3 full days late and only after the internet forced the issue into the open. And then she put both hands up right after. That's DJ.